Let's call the meeting to order. Meeting of the Young County Commissioners Court, Monday, January the 27th, 2013, 9:30 a.m. This is the regular scheduled meeting. Make note that publication's been issued in the manner for the time required by the meeting, and that all members of the court are present. If it's convenient for you, please stand. We'll be led to application and pledge Commissioner Cyrus.
Let us pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have made for us. Thank you for all the blessings that we see around us. Thank you for this wonderful country. Thank you for the men and women who defend its freedom and liberties. Thank you for the opportunity to gather together in self-government. All this we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honoring the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Please be seated. Public comments, announcements, and presentations you'll have in your package. A press release from a new company that's coming into Young County, just south of town here. I believe that they have purchased the steel station location. I believe that's pronounced Baloo. Is that correct, Neil? Baloo Truck Bodies. Supposedly will start with about 50 and hopefully increase to about 200 employees in the next few years. We want to welcome Baloo to Young County. Also, you'll have in your packet a picture that I had Eric print off for me that depicts Fort Belknap and its new entry and archway as it's been repaired. I think that's been about 30 days. It's been repaired for about 30 days. It really looks nice. We've had some really nice compliments on it.
Better than it did before.
Yeah, the height is probably about 2 feet higher than it was. Are there any other public comments or announcements tonight that may need to be made? Okay, for the time, if it pleases the court, we'll jump down here to item number 15. Neil, if you will, please come on up here. Consider EMS Ambulance interlocal agreement. This interlocal agreement's been back and forth through the channels for the last 30, 45 days, I guess. The council, Graham City Council has approved it, and I think with just a minor typo error or two corrected in the board meeting. I suppose that the board of directors also approved that.
They did on Thursday.
Calls for our current budget outlay for this year. It's an annual contract that's automatically renewable unless action is taken by the court otherwise. It provides for the $35,000 that we have been appropriating for the last number of years, and it gives it does have a budget clause, appropriation clause in it that would be required for us to enter into in that kind of manner. Would you like to talk about that a little bit more?
Well, the agreement basically speaks about the deficit involved that goes on with the ambulance service, the information that we need to provide to the court to show past history on it, also a pro forma going forward and what we see the ambulance will. But basically, it's a deficit allowance that if there's a deficit that the city and the county would help in the deficit of that up to a $35,000 point, and which would be verified through our accounting service and associated with the EMS.
And that's basically 35 on each side.
Yes, yes, it's a three, and the deficit is allowed on a three-way split. In other words, you know, if there's a $100,000 deficit, then it's, the district takes 33%, the county and the city does as well. And there is a cap of $35,000.
But it also provides for some subcontracting on the hospital's part, such as that.
It is. If the hospital looks at it and sees that subcontracting the situation would be more beneficial, more cost-effective, service-wise as well, there is in there. Most rural hospitals, though, Judge, it's not beneficial has not shown to be beneficial from what we've been able to find out. But it's just, there's not too many contractors that want to come in for a rural hospital.
This doesn't allow for up to 35, it allows for 35,000, right?
No, up to 35.
Is it not paid in two payments?
This year, yeah, this fiscal year,
Okay.
it is 35,000. After that, it is the deficit arrangement.
So we wouldn't get the statements like we have been getting and paying off them. We would just go ahead and pay it according to.
17,500, I think, in February the 5th, something like that. 6 months after that, yes, ma'am.
So it'll be paid differently after this on,
It would be a deficit. In other words, we would go through a process, Mike, whereby we estimate, I think in August, what the deficit will be. Our fiscal year ends the end of September. We would present that to the court with our documentation showing what the accounting process shows,
Right.
as far as whether there was a deficit or whether there was a break even or plus.
what's the payment arrangement made at that time? If we owe 35,000 at that time,
I think
we pay
it's due.
35.
I think it's due by the end of the fiscal year, which is September.
And we'd have to pay in September.
So
to
it'd be
get
one
our
check.
year. I guess so.
$35,000 check.
Yeah, if
Or whatever the deficit.
Whatever the deficit is, that's right.
If there does happen to be a profit, if you will, operating a plus, I believe that it provides that amount is either deducted from the amount paid, or that amount just goes into a equipment fund, a capital improvement fund for the purchase replacement.
I would certainly hope that would occur.
I would too.
You got a comment for the list? Anybody have any? Do we have a motion?
So moved. I'll second that.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley. Second by Commissioner Sykes. To enter into the interlocal agreement involving Young County and City of Graham and the Graham Hospital District with regard to EMS ambulance operations. All in favor of that? Carried 5-0, no opposition.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. If ever, y'all have a question, I did want to make notice that Wednesday is the first day that people can file for the elected positions on the hospital district. And they do that at the hospital administrative office. It's posted there. So I just want to make note of that so that everybody was aware of that.
Do you anticipate that most of the interim directors are going to be run for those positions?
Mike, that's, I can't answer that. I hope so, but I know, for instance, I think Dr. Reed is actually leaving and going to Australia for a while, so he obviously probably won't be filing for his place. So we'll have to wait and see. Thank y'all very much.
That's
Appreciate
the
it.
same day that opens up for cities and all other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
And we've contracted with Lauren for the election, so
and that's going to be for May.
it is. First Saturday in May.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, item number 4, county clerk minutes of previous meeting, January 13th, 2014. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions that need to be made to those minutes?
Larry's not with Basic IDIQ.
Excuse me.
Larry's not with Basic IDIQ. His tips is the one that's in.
All tips, that's
Tips.
right. I'd have made that mistake too. That one was.
The only way one had now.
Okay, make that note on that small correction that Larry Settle is not with Basic ID anymore. I think he contracts with me.
I believe you're right.
I was one of the boys.
He's a tips employee though.
Okay, with that noted correction, we have a motion from Mr. Pruitt, second from Mr. Rogers to accept those minutes as corrected. All in favor? Aye. Carried, 5-0. Treasurer's financial report.
The report I presented to you earlier, that was from way back in November. A little busy in January in my office. We've been getting a lot of tax money in the general account. We have $1,721,000 at the moment. And we're watching to make sure our pledges are in place. November, like that one's done.
We got road and bridge.
Road and Bridge, yes, did Shirley, you move the rest of their money from Road and Bridge?
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
Yes.
And it has enrollment in the general Road and Bridge, 260,000 after.
160 after that.
After, okay.
Non-tax collection, what the percentage is?
I haven't received that yet, and won't, not until after the end of the month.
It's been coming up pretty good.
Yeah, it's been coming on. It doesn't usually really hit until, the very last days. The first part of February is when we'll get our real big money. Oh, yes, I'm waiting for the insurance information from the probation. As soon as I do, then I'll run it through the check with the IRS. You have to run it through a system check, and then
Anything further? Motion to accept financial.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers to accept the financial report as presented. All in favor? Carried. Item number 7, consider table vouchers for budget amendments, consider budget, that's 6.
On the budget amendments, I have that one that's on the supplemental, but we can talk about it later.
Okay. Payment vouchers.
Somewhere.
MIA.
Missing in action. You know about this. Let me
I
see
seen
those. You did?
I seen them.
Would you grab them off my desk? While she's getting those, can we go ahead and talk about the tri-stem?
Go price bill, utility, all of that.
I got an email from them last week. They found money from Direct Energy, and I mean, this is going back, several years, I think. So, she asked me if I wanted to get a check or an invoice.
Sure.
I said, okay, whatever. So what they found was $458.58. So we will get that, but then we owe them $224.70. Then they found some from Fort Valley Water that goes back for some late charges, and these go back all the way. I was pretty amazed, it was BC before me, so. Before Cheryl. That's what I meant by that, BC. All the way back to 1989. So, yeah. But anyway, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Did it have an amount?
Yes, what they found in error there was $101. So they've invoiced us for $49.49. So, and on that one, I think we just got a check that you received the other day. What I'd like to, because we owe them on this, is we're receiving that money into the general fund. Just go ahead and pay their invoices out of non-department miscellaneous. This is certainly something that we didn't expect to, and they may not find any more. Who knows at this point?
We're 300 ahead.
Well, if they do that well everywhere, they've hard times staying in business.
I mean, I know they had to go
Took
through
a lot more than 300 hours of work.
to go back to 1989. Whatever. But anyway, that's what I had on those two.
That also sent a message to tell us how efficient our auditing office is.
That's it.
Yeah, no.
We're obviously not overpaying a lot.
Yeah, I paid them $300 since.
They're working on the TU.
I'm sure they're working on all the others. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we still don't know.
The
about that.
money back from Fort Belknap water was for
They said
late charges.
late fees, which I guess that
We pay late.
well,
This was what, 1998 or something?
1989 is back when.
That's back when Kenny.
I guess we did, but actually, I think
Mr. Jones visited with me a little bit about that.
I don't think that county governments are supposed to pay late charges on anything.
Well, I would think county government shouldn't pay late.
Yeah.
Well,
well-
that'd be a function of when our process goes through here.
I understand.
And that's why we try
If we pay a week after their due date is, I can understand that.
But I don't know, we may not even be required to pay late even if.
But he asked me why we didn't have to pay late charges.
Do we pay him?
Oh, we're
Pretty
special.
special.
Because he's special. He's one of the taxpayers also.
Yeah.
So if it suits the court, I'd like to pay these out of non-department rather than try to figure out whose late charges were paid out of what account.
No need to follow one audit with another audit, and if we can make it simpler, more time efficient for you and your office, I think we need to do it that way.
So moved.
Yeah, $49.
Non-departmental.
Non-department.
Okay, we have a motion.
I say so moved.
Second.
Wiley, second.
Yes.
Second. Spike Drysdale audit, utility audit vouchers payable out of the non-departmental account. All in favor? Carried.
The other one I had on here, particular invoice, I guess was about this carrier invoice. I did receive, we were having problems with the carrier, and we're gonna talk about the other issues later. But, I didn't think it was bad for as many times as he had to come out, and what he did, he went in and cleaned all that out, ran vinegar through it, and I know he was here a lot of hours. But that bill was $2,403.05. And we'll just pay that out of the courthouse, the 510-350 line that we normally pay on the courthouse. That's kind of information thing, so y'all kind of know what that was.
Well, I didn't think that was so high.
I didn't either because, he came right away on Wichita Falls and he was here a lot. Okay, now I have vouchers, thank you. Total vouchers are $123,705.30, and of that, $122,366.90 is out of general. So none of the precincts had anything over $600 this time.
So moved on voucher.
We have a motion to approve vouchers payable as presented. A motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers, all in favor? Carried.
Okay, Charlie, you might mention we're gonna pay the debt service payment.
Oh, yes, the debt service payment's coming up, and we're gonna do it right after the first of the month, it's due the 15th. But we have money to do it, that's the best thing.
Yeah, we have 735,000, and we haven't received any taxes in
The
the
payment's
last
600 and something thousand.
Well, we'll get money today, probably.
We heard anything from the refinancing of the jail?
Talked about that a little.
What's going on?
The window's not open, crack open enough, so make that, like enough benefit to go after something like that.
There was a gentleman that I had talked to before, and he's been looking at it, also along with this other company, and he was through last week, and he brought some information, which I have copies of those, but as he explained to you, and it's just not time yet, we're not deep enough into it. It wouldn't benefit us enough to.
Probably gonna be beneficial to stay where we're at because interest rates are gonna
About
probably start inching up.
16.
Yeah, they are.
That's true. Financial.
Yeah, it might be something to look at, keep it.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Consider extension agent P1 report request for reimbursement. 15201, that came from our last meeting. She wasn't prepared to issue that request.
She's gonna baby do.
So moved.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Sipes to approve that reimbursement as requested. All in favor? Carried. Okay, Ms. Sullivan, we're going to consider joint election contracts.
This is kind of like what we did a couple of weeks ago for the primary. As Mr. Blanton said, the hospital district here, the school and city in Alney, and the school and city in Newcastle have all asked that I run their elections, so that they don't have to deal with the fuss of it. And so I'm mandated to contract with them if they request it. I just have to have you guys bless the joint election. So that's all there is to it. There will be a polling place in each city if they have elections. If nobody
Yeah.
signs up, then this is all good. But
You anticipate the city around cities?
I don't necessarily anticipate, I have contacted them and said I'm available, but have not heard any responses from them. So, I'm assuming if they have people start signing up Wednesday, then they'll
I move we approve these joint elections.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Motion Sipes, second Pruitt to approve the joint elections as requested by Warren Sullivan, election administrator. All in favor? Carried. Thank you, Warren.
Thank you.
Okay, elevator upgrade maintenance contract. So stop in here and talk to me a little bit about that. I think that it'd be advisable for us to upgrade the elevator. We have to put an infrared sensing system in the door system such that the panel, you didn't have to hit the panel, it just break the plane, the door would come back open, which would be an upgrade, and service contract to go along with that. I think you indicated that kind of works itself out. Did I understand that right, Cheryl?
That's what I was looking at, yeah. So the price is at $262.21.
$260.
Right. Can't get it upgraded that cheap.
And we have, I think we have had a couple of times in the last few years, those doors shut, people get locked in there.
Yeah.
Just saying, I don't want it to be me.
This is the same maintenance personnel that's been looking after this
Yes.
elevator, I guess, since it was put in.
Yeah, we get that.
I think it's pretty late, it comes out of Western.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it comes out of. I know it comes and does it, we get a little certificate thing from him saying it's been inspected and maintenance and
And we make that 2 payments.
make it do.
And this thing here, it says total contract price is $22,559. And it says current amount due is $1,129.50.
Let's say that.
Yes, I'd have to look and see what we paid so far from the last time we got it down.
See that $264. It's right here on the page, it says price, it shows us that in the agreement,
Yeah, that was on page 8.
8 of 10. Yeah. And then I pay this
Per month.
yeah.
I can pull up and see what we're currently paying and
I don't think this, well, I believe it's $260.21 a month.
A month paid, no, it's a month paid for.
Oh, per month, yeah, paid quarterly, I got you.
Yeah.
Three months at a time.
60-month contract. Getting 2/114.
I'm canceled. We get 3% on their money by paying early.
That looks like it.
I don't think you get much.
It's 3%. 3% discount.
So,
Still 3%.
and we pay when we get the invoice, so.
On their money we're spending.
The infrared system is only $2,200.
It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like, I guess they're at 4.
They go with 3 months. Let's take that invoice a second. Is that total contract price? Is that the service agreement plus the upgrade?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I don't know, I haven't even seen this for today, so I haven't really looked at it to see what our overall.
The current amount due, do we have a balance to do with it?
I don't know, I have to pull it up and look.
1,129.
I can pull it during a break if y'all want to, we'll see what we're doing on it.
I think we ought to know what we're paying for, baby.
Yeah, because I don't know, I haven't,
I think the infrared door system is the 2,200. That's installed. And the contract is $260 a month.
So there's no invoice for the service contract?
That service contract should be, if we pay $260.21 a month, it's $3,122.52.
we get quarterly now.
And you pay it quarterly, for 3 months.
Or you can pay it annually for it with a 3% discount?
Which if the money's posted, I don't know why we wouldn't pay it annually.
I don't either.
I believe they're gonna do that upgrade before the balance of 11/29. I think you will have that in contract for that 60 months.
Be $780.03 a quarter.
Yeah, because that 260 doesn't correspond to any of these numbers here unless you add the two together.
Yeah.
I believe that the maintenance contract, if I understood him right, was gonna be adjusted
paying them.
We do the upgrade and adjust that, it would balance out, basically what it would do be each time.
I don't know, I can,
Can we get some information?
sure, yeah, when we take a break, I'll go pull the old contract and I'll pull what we have been making the payments. That might help me a little bit to know what's going on. We're gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
Table that item for the time being.
Sure.
Good open time.
You wanna open bid?
I will move to item number 12. Open bid for sale of equipment, House Precinct 2.
I received 5 bids on buying the old backhoe. We open them in order I received them. Ready? I'm kind of anxious to see what that's going to.
I'm sure.
This is from, that's an individual, Kenneth Hoggard, Hoggard.
Hoggard,
Okay.
GG.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about from Lowe's.
Hoggard.
He's submitting a bid for $17,520. Okay, this one is from Chuck Hill. It's Chaparral Baptist Assembly. Chuck Hill, I guess is the guy's name. Thanks, Chuck Hill. They bid $14,551. This one is from Red River Equipment Company out of Wichita Falls. $10,500.
They're going down, let's go back up.
Okay. This is D, the letter D Company out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I think they called you, didn't they?
Yeah, I had 2 hours there.
Went up a little bit from that last one, $10,777. And the last one is Dixie Surplus out of Tola, Louisiana.
What do they call it?
Dixie Surplus Machine. I think some of these are the ones we sent letters to.
Coming all the way from there.
Okay. And their bid is $12,678.
Looks like the old Kenneth Haggard.
Oh,
Or Hoggard.
Hoggard,
Hoggard, what he do?
17.
17.5. Want to look at all those?
Husband of Kenneth's.
Here's the yellow one.
Yeah.
Kenneth got the lucky bid.
Kenneth got mine. He got my attention.
Money's good too.
Did he need it or did he want it?
And I'll call all of these other ones again.
So 5 bids.
Yes. I think I had to certify that you got that amount because that wasn't ones that you were expecting. And I'm just gonna certify them, and we can do that monthly report in the minutes.
Half your truck. Red River, Red River, Wichita.
You did the 41,551.
14,551. Shall we add this to assembly?
Is that a church?
Sounds like it. It sounds like it to me. That's my idea. Well, my, Chucky Prairie, so I'll take 17. 17. I'm Chucky.
That was
Kenneth Hagel.
Kenneth Hawker.
Hoggard. I'll give you copies on them.
17,520. Oops. No, I'm said that. That's a
Warren
motion.
didn't bid on it?
Who?
Warren didn't bid on it?
Wow. No, that wasn't very good.
Can you come over and look at it?
Yeah, I think so. Is that an old guy came by? Is it an old man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older gentleman.
I'm sorry, older gentleman. About Mike's age.
That's an old man. Do we have a motion from Commissioner Pruitt to accept the bid as proposed by Kenneth Hoggard,
I'll second that.
second by Commissioner Sykes.
He's happy up there doing that. Made $17,000, I mean, $7,000.
All in favor of accepting that bid? Carried.
Versus the trading amount.
All in favor.
$9,000.
Can we
That's
go,
an amount of $17,500.
can we go ahead and move to 13, Stuart?
Yes.
I'm happy.
Okay, item number 13. Consider finance contract to purchase a new backhoe, purchased through Buy Boards for Precinct 2, Stewart Golf, First National Bank Leasing. Please stand up, make your say.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As y'all know, I have left American National Leasing Company and moved on to First National Bank in Wichita Falls. And a lot of that was in part to having a better interest rate to offer to my customers. And, I've had a couple of conversations with a few of the commissioners about the interest rate. But it's kind of one of those things where, I base what I do a lot on a relationship. And I felt like we could always have done a better interest rate but weren't. And there were some things that had happened that kind of pushed me to look at other avenues or other banks. And I'm happy to be here in front of you today offering you a lower interest rate. The rate that we're going to propose today to finance the backhoe is 2.5%. Had I had stayed with American National, it would have been 3.2. So this will save you a significant amount of interest on the amount that we're financing. I have made a recommendation or asked to have a presentation added to your next commissioner report to discuss the potential to refinance all of the heavy equipment that the four commissioners have at the newer low rate, and as well as the law enforcement vehicles, the DA vehicles, constable vehicles. The constable vehicles and the law enforcement vehicles, I believe, were at 4.35%. And the equipment was predominantly all at 3.2. And what I intend to propose is that we refinance it all at 2.5%. So we'll see significant tens of thousands of dollars in interest savings on the heavy equipment we probably won't see as much savings on the vehicles because they don't really make a lot of money in interest anyway, but, you know, we'll be talking hundreds of dollars on the vehicles versus thousands of dollars on the equipment. I do have the information from Cheryl. I think y'all's current outstanding on the equipment is a little over 1.2 million. So the lower interest rate, like I said, is going to be a lot of savings for you guys. So that's really all I have. As far as the numbers, the only thing I need to know is the trade-in, obviously. That gives you a finance amount of $74,286. $74,286.
That indicates you're gonna use this as a pass-through.
And, like I said, we didn't have that figure, so he doesn't have the contract with him, but he said, get back, email it to me.
Yeah, with the guaranteed buyback, $49,000 at 5 years. We're only going to be paying back to the balloon, $25,286. So, it's structured on a 5-year payment plan. I mean, your payment would probably be somewhere around $5,000 to $6,000 a year. So really, what I need from you is, do you want to pay it down just to the balloon? Do you want to pay a little additional and have equity? And when do you want your first payment due?
Why do you recommend the balloon at the end on the $74,000 contract?
Exactly, and that's my question. If he wants to pay it down to $1 and own it at the end, or if he wants to do it to the balloon, continue to stay in the backhoe. I didn't know the answer to the question, so.
I'm gonna keep it back over.
So you're gonna pay it down to
Pay them to $1. What's the contract, you say?
$74,286.
The last one you said 286.
Can we do the payment about this same time? Because by this time, then they have their first quarter and hopefully the second quarter may, like I just given them. I like to kind of, I mean, how much of the payment's gonna be in that, and kind of ballpark figure.
On that, I mean, it's probably gonna be, over 5 years, it's probably gonna be around 20,000 a year.
We could have it about this time next year,
So you wanna put your payment, first payment due
say February first
I'd say
or
February.
15th.
Because at least we know we got some money to it.
Well, I know that's, the first quarter is always really tight, but by the end of January, right now, like I said, I was just able to give you the second quarter
Right,
money,
that's what I
so
was
that
thinking.
helps,
Money,
helps the cash flow situation out a little bit.
yeah, February is great.
So we can set it February 1st, that you go on your agenda, your first quarter, and the day after that. Is that good, sure?
Yes, the payment by the February 15th,
Well, I mean, I can put the payment date, the 15th.
or it wouldn't matter, so then or the first is fine, February 1st, and we can have it on. Yeah.
Let's just say the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better, Phil. Yeah, that works.
You're telling me that the purchase price is $91,786?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I do have copies of that buy board from Warren Cat to reflect that information.
Okay, and you think it's proper for pass-through
Yes, and
finance of allowance?
what we're doing is kind of like, and I checked on it, to do a, what you call a special budget. It's, what it does is we're calling your budget a special budget. I'm certifying the amounts that you receive. Those amounts will be added to increase your revenue and your expenses. And, therefore, everything's out in the open, what happened, where the money is. All you care about is the contract.
I'm not that guy. Is that, I mean, my only question I have left, Jim, is, the commissioners, would y'all be willing to let me present that on the February agenda to refinance, or is that something y'all have to vote on?
Put it on there as an agenda item.
I think so. I mean, if we can save the county money, let's save the county money.
Any member of the court can putting out and agendas.
You can put that on there for me.
And either,
You ready to go? You're on.
any of the commissioners or myself.
That's all I got.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thank y'all.
And so he'll email that contract to me later and I'll bring it.
Motion on finance.
So,
Second.
We have a motion. Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Wiley. Finance. $74,286, is that correct?
We're 286 at 2.5%.
Yes, sir.
At 2.5%. True First National Bank leasing.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, what was the term on that?
well, it's 5 year.
5 years.
First payment February 15, 2015.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. So we'll be back to it. I guess we're not, have you got some information? Let's move back to item number 10, elevator upgrade.
2259.
You're presenting it.
Get on camera.
Make your report.
Okay, the 2259 is the upgrade only.
Okay.
Okay, that 1,129.50, that is just a suggested down payment, which he said he didn't really care whether we paid that or not, but that was the dollar.
You mean for the upgrade, down
So it's
payment for
gonna
the
cost us-
upgrade?
Yeah, and then, so then it was at $260 times 12,
Oh,
and then paid
the service
quarterly.
fee.
Yeah,
In
31
addition.
something per year.
So we're looking at almost $6,000 worth of cost here.
Well,
The agreement plus the upgrade. 30.
yeah,
22 plus 36.
why would an infrared cost that much money? It's just too.
I ask myself questions about that a lot, the insurance do.
Why does it cost?
Some people pay it.
There you go.
Look at the term on the service agreement. 60 months, non-cancelable.
Right.
Some things we need to keep in mind over here, I think elevators come under a lot of scrutiny, and the maintenance contracts are really for our benefit to be maintained and kept up. I think there may be a lot more involved in that cost, even though I think it's exorbitant, because it is an elevator carrying people up and down. It's one of those things that was discussed when the elevator was being discussed, these things, the maintenance and upkeep of it.
Well, in order, we have one of these contracts in place, though, if something happens or occurs, this is a fallback. Yeah.
Was he the only elevator company around?
Well, here's the thing, we would want, that's a Theismann elevator, and you would want somebody that's familiar with that elevator to keep maintaining that elevator.
Should they be licensed and certified to do so?
Well, I'm sure any elevator guy would have.
That's not the company.
It's just maybe so difficult though, there's very few of them.
Yeah, right.
With that company's been servicing this elevator for a long time. Maybe since it's been put in.
Judge, I'll get that over to you here pretty quick.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, they're the ones that.
It has to be inspected annually.
It has, I mean,
Is this a 24/7 contract? I mean, they come when you call, and all the costs are included under this contract?
I think so, I
I
mean,
would say.
when I.
Is there parts and services?
Replacement parts.
We do have paper parts.
Yeah, I'm sure we have to replace parts that would be
That
replaced.
elevator's getting older, how old is it?
It was put in 1992.
Travel time and mileage will be charged on emergency.
Mileage will be charged?
Travel time and mileage.
Time in it too.
So if you
So what's it paid for?
schedule maintenance.
Scheduled maintenance,
Schedule maintenance.
preventative maintenance contract.
That's a 9 and 10, wasn't it?
It's for 5 years, so it's $600 a year.
No,
$300 a year.
31 change, yeah.
Monthly about $260.
Like the bottom line this way, what are our choices?
I wonder what their,
Do we have?
Well, we haven't had much problem with it, that's one thing about it.
well, that has been broken down a few times.
I haven't been caught on
Do the upgrade.
had some
Huh?
people caught in there.
Can't you just choose not to do the upgrade? And
We
then keep
can
the,
choose not to do the upgrade.
and keep the service contract?
Service.
But wouldn't your service
But
contract?
I think the upgrade is probably necessary if it's coming shut on people. That's a lawsuit.
But it hasn't.
But I mean, once
think it was
it makes
important.
contact, it opens back up. We're talking about a non-contact opening
Yeah.
back up.
Talking about
Infrared barrier, rather than a physical barrier.
So, yeah.
If you grab that thing, push it back to the door.
Right.
Over.
Well, they're kind of tough sometimes, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, it's just because it takes a little while to relay that information to the machine.
It's gonna happen with one of these fine parents told to watch their child, and the child gets caught in there.
It'll open back up, and it will scare the child. Scares several.
Scare me. That's what I was gonna say.
Then they're gonna come to judge bullet.
He gonna send it to you.
I feel like we need the maintenance contract to keep that up, but whatever y'all wanna do about the other.
Oh,
Well,
It gets used a lot, I mean. Not just for, yeah, you got your prisoners, they have to take them up and down the time
We'll
and
talk about actually.
I agree with you,
All
sir.
right. Do y'all want me to pull up our contract that we currently have?
If you get a representative to come.
that'd be great to get a little information.
This is quite an involved contract for a lot of money, to not have anybody here to represent
Let's
us.
see how many times how many times this year.
Service records
past
be good.
year, have we had service? I mean, do they come down here once a month, once a quarter? Once
Good
a
question.
month, or when we call?
All good questions.
All of the above, I don't.
Now, you know, it's quite frankly, I've seen him down here before, but it's been a long, long time. I don't see
Who does he report to when he comes?
Larry,
Larry.
he doesn't.
Yeah. When they come up here, when the inspector comes, they'll come up here and they'll send
That
us
once a year,
certifications, we'll laminate that, post it on.
They would notify the court by email before they came. We could always have the option of coming up here and discussing the matter of the elevator with us.
The inspector,
yeah, the guy
he
that
just
comes.
schedules his, he doesn't make any notes.
He just makes a round whenever he gets here, he gets here.
I agree with the judge, though. I think there should be somebody here to explain the contract a little bit.
What he did say was that he gave us a discount off of the contract if we did the upgrade. So if we don't do the upgrade,
Was the 3% the discount, or was that?
Yeah, that's what only thing I can see is that.
How much discount did he give us?
I think he said 10% or something.
I didn't see the 10%, I see the rate maybe.
So he's talking about $250 discount.
Yeah, we'll get him up here.
That'd be good, yeah.
I agree.
60
Yeah.
includes the percentage.
That's a good idea.
I don't know.
We'll get a second on this.
I say.
Who you writing down the chart? Matt and myself.
Our rope,
Matt.
side, just motion approved, second.
You got to get some care.
Paper for the next meeting. We'll make motion to go on. We'll notify the company and have representatives down here. All in favor?
There's no reason for you to have to do any phone calls, is there, Sheriff?
Sir?
So is there any reason right now for you to take a break and go do any phone calling? or-
No, not if we're gonna table this, I'll do it and we'll look up
Very
later.
good.
That's fine, maybe the rep can come and.
Item number 11. Item buy, sell, or trade equipment, Tracy Rogers, Commissioner approved.
Okay, we've got 3 haul trucks over there in precinct 3 right now. All of us getting some age on them. I'm the furthest one from the rock pit. And we're gonna go out to sell a 94 and a 2000 Mack truck. I give the specs to Cheryl, and we built a ad, put in the paper. Selling those 2 trucks, I need to replace those 2 trucks, so we're gonna take bids on 2 new haul trucks, and I give Cheryl minimum specs for those. And the way the interest rates are these days, you know, the interest, you know, I've been spending more money on repairs than the interest, so I might as well be driving some newer, safer equipment. Looking at 2 haul trucks at either Max or Kinsworth Freightliners, whatever we get bids on. We'll go out for bids, and the way the newspaper runs the ad, we're gonna have to accept bids till the 24th, is it?
I said, let's see, we'll open it for, we're gonna accept them till Friday, February 21st,
21st will be the Friday,
by 4
and
o'clock.
then the commissioners meeting will be on the 24th, February 24th.
Open at 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m., so that's practically a whole month to get somebody to look at this used equipment. And I've already talked to 2 dealers on new equipment.
Friday, 21st,
Yes, sir.
5 o'clock,
4
4
o'clock,
o'clock, 4 p.m.
and open at 10.
Proceed.
And that 24th is our second meeting in February.
Is that for the sale and purchase?
Open everything.
Open people in and out.
Yeah.
10 a.m. if we could.
Got 3 trucks, and I just spent $5,000 on one of them, so that will be the truck that I keep. And the other 2 will be out for sale.
10 a.m. The 2 you're selling the Mack trucks?
A 94 Mack and a 2000 Mack.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Rogers to request bids for the purchase, sale, and trade equipment, that being 2 Mack trucks, 1994 and 2000 for sale of, and he has specifications requesting bids for the purchase of 2 new trucks. Commissioner Wiley, all in favor? That's those are to be in by Friday the 21st at 4 p.m. The bids to be open on each February the 24th at 10 a.m. That's correct. February the 21st, bids to be in at 4 p.m. and February the 24th, the bids to be open at 10 a.m. All in favor? Aye. Carried. Okay, item number 14, discuss participation in Sonic auction on March the 8th, 2014, Mr. Sines.
The Masonic Auction, the 7th annual Masonic Auction is coming up. Last year, we participated on a donation basis. I want to remind the court that we don't have to donate that equipment to participate. We
didn't donate it.
We didn't.
I mean, the effect of it was a donation,
Right.
but what we contracted for was the commission fee would be the gross proceeds of sale.
Well, we can,
We
of
can't
course,
give it away, but we can kind of do that.
right. But we can also auction it out and pay them their 10% commissions take the money and put it in their budgets too, so if you, and their advertising of the auction, stands to qualify for those requirements and qualifications we have for auctioning items.
No, we'll have to advertise that.
We'll still have to advertise it? Okay, then I've been misled by Weldon because he's done these things where the counties didn't have to.
Yeah, we would be required to generally describe the items that are going to be sold at auction, where the auction is.
The items for this auction would be those things that are laying around taking up space that you simply do not need any longer and that you'd like to turn into money to put in your road and bridge funds or whatever. So if you've got surplus tanks, tires, wheels, that sort of thing, be a good place to get rid of those things at. Just a reminder, this going on March 8th, and if you just contact Weldon Floyd or Jimmy Rogers.
That's not a bad place to.
They've been getting some rather good prices for stuff like that.
There's also some fairly decent equipment there at pretty good prices.
The city has participated in it for all 7 years, or the previous 6 years, and they've been real happy with what they've garnered back, and school systems as well, so.
So we sold last year almost entirely was old computer equipment, electronics, things like that. Would be questionable what 10% value would be. I don't remember what they brought, but
It was almost at the end of the auction, and that auction ran long because of weather and everything else, and so it didn't bring much.
so, but
There's some modifications to the auction to reduce that problem this year, though. We're not gonna have a separate gun auction, they're gonna have a gun auction that's going to go simultaneously with the rest of the equipment auction. So if you're not there to buy guns, you can go ahead and keep buying stuff.
Larry and Brian has started on the clean out boiler room, mechanical room. There are some items down there probably would, maybe after we'll sell that auction.
Right. Larry made mention this morning that they're cleaning out that boiler room. They've got some refuse and debris, trash. I now have a rollaway out at the precinct 1 yard, and I've got permission to come out there and take some of the trash out there.
That'd be good.
Put in that dumpster. So I've got that dumpster out there to be emptied on an as-needed basis. So it's much cheaper than us delivering trailer loads to the convenience station.
Who'd you get that through? Yes,
Sort of progressive.
Good, so,
or whatever they
what,
were.
40 yard?
Yeah, it's the big ones. $460 every time they dump it.
300 something.
Or something.
Delivery.
I was just getting so much stuff in off the roads that we were just having to do that. We mash it with our equipment, stick it inside there, and we can compact it pretty good if they'll just let us do it till it's full. It works out better for everybody. Much more cost efficient handling of the trash off the roads. That's all I got.
Okay, that's just information. Anybody have any items that they would, that auction comes up, when did you say?
March 8th.
March 8th. Okay, that'll, if anybody's got things to put in that auction or suggested to be put in there, we will have to make note and publish that they will be, those items generally will be at that auction.
So if we can know by the first meeting in February.
We'll have, that'll have to be a 2 week, in 2 separate weeks.
Well, the first meeting in February allows us to get that done.
Yes. There'll be plenty of time to get it in.
So if you guys got anything, bring your list, share it
Yeah.
on first meeting in February.
Okay, we accomplished item number 15. Item number 16, discuss, consider quotes for additional boilers. There you go. We had a little problem back earlier this year on the first real hard cold spell where everybody stayed cold, about 50 degrees, but the ones we got in this courthouse. That may not be as big of a problem now as it was. We were having a little trouble with that, and since that time, we've got everything straightened out. We've had a little warmer weather, which has allowed it to catch up. I don't believe the boiler has, I believe it's been firing since we got it restarted. but we're maintaining a water temperature between 130 and 150 degrees, which produces adequate amount of heat. We have a long and cold spell, I don't know what that would do.
Yeah, I don't know. He said,
It wasn't functioning properly, and evidently the boiler was going off intermittently, and we could never build any temperature in the system. Since then, it's been working. We've got a few pretty cold days, but not like we did again.
I think the maintenance thing helped a lot on that, getting all that cleaned out, and if we'll do that yearly, that'll help. The guy I talked to, Robert Parkinson, said really that boiler is too small for a building of this size. He's surprised it worked at all to keep everything as warm as it was, and it did when it wasn't working properly. It is better now, but he did get his rep to give us a price on adding 2 new boilers, and I talked to him about downtime on that. It would be taking our boiler down for several months, or weeks. He said, what did he say, 6 weeks at least, month and a half, whatever. So it's not something we want to do in the winter time.
Is this replacing the boiler we have now, or?
No.
Adding to it.
Adding to it. And some of the price he told me was for actually repiping some of the water in there so that they could get a better water flow in and get all that working. And I don't know if you are interested. I mean, he said this price would be good for, a few months. I said we sure don't want to do it right now.
Did you recommend an additional 2?
He recommended additional 2 to keep us where we need to be. I don't know if you would like him to come and talk to us at some point and see what y'all think about it. I mean, 1 would help, but 2 would be, it would get everything heated up like it should.
What did he estimate that cost to be?
$41,754.
And that's everything, that's, putting it in. Of course, with this one in, I guess a lot of the expense has already been spent on getting it done, getting the other one out there, but,
Did we say that the one that's down there, essentially, it really can handle the district courtroom? If that was icy cold, that one
Well, we're sitting here on the elevator worrying about $2,000-3,000 one. Now we got a $41,000, nobody will come and talk to us. We need people trying to
yeah, and he will,
spend taxpayers' money.
if we want to talk to this, I think his name's Dustin. He'd come and talk to us about this. But he wanted to get me the pricing, let y'all look at it, see when, if, whatever, y'all want to talk to him.
Well, I would recommend that we table it until we get him here to do this about us, ask our silly questions about
Do
it.
you want to do it like sooner than later, or, you're not going to.
Well, if we're going to do this, well, obviously we're going to do it in the summertime.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to start this before May or June, probably.
Whenever it's convenient for him, the next.
Yeah, April, where we'd have moderate temperature.
yeah, because in the summer you have it broke down and we won't be able to use our cooler.
And you won't be able to use a cooler either.
What we
Yeah, well, you're right, then we need to do it
Next couple of weeks.
April,
What we
May.
do is try to fix it to where we can get it to where we can pay next year's budget. We don't have to do it in this year's budget anymore.
Maybe do it more October, November.
Yeah,
Prove it, said
well, September, approve it, They could be working on it during
It's
September.
not till October, though.
Yeah, first of October.
It wouldn't be clean.
Pray for one more.
We worked in here when there wasn't any air conditioning and it was hot,
Which you prefer, no heating or no air?
I don't know.
no heating.
We always put it around.
Like wearing up clothes to warm?
Charlotte and I were
I'd
the
wear a
only
coat.
ones in the courthouse. We had big fans, we had big payroll, and it was hot.
The system that's in here came on a grant, an energy conservation grant. Applied for in 2009. I think we completed the project in 11, I believe. And that included the removal of the old boiler, which was big. I think that cost was $80-something thousand.
It was 83, and that also is
About
asbestos
57,000
removal or asbestos
for this
surgery.
one unit.
And anyone tells us that time is too small? Anyone?
No.
Probably should have upgraded at that time to a larger system.
Well, it wasn't opposed to us.
Yeah.
When I looked at it and seen it, I said,
May not work.
no, but think about the little design, you piggyback it to make it work accordingly. That's what he's talking about doing right here. And what he's talking about doing with the
Putting
pipe,
two more in series with that one.
2 more series of that.
They call them a ray system.
And when you do it that way, if they can change up the flow of water and help that situation, where this side's not cold and this side's not too hot, then you can more or less balance it better. And that's what we talked about that day in the office, Gerald in there, getting it towards more balance. And it can be done with valves and things, he said, and that's what they're gonna talk about doing.
I can see if he can come talk to y'all at one of the meetings in February.
That would be good.
Because here's the thing, I imagine some of this stuff, if we so choose to do it, we gotta give them time to get it ordered, get it here, because it took, I forget how many months to get the stuff in for that last board we have now. And it gives us a backup, we're not sitting there, it's one of them fails, not having nothing at all.
Big difference. This one was on the ground. This, the addition won't be on the ground, this one won't have the fact that will go to the reporting to.
Either way you go look at it, $42,000 is cheaper than dealing with what the board, by far, a lot safer. The economics of it is much better.
I'll try to contact him and see what we can do.
Table for public consideration.
Yes, sir.
All in favor of tabling this item number 16 for public consideration? No opposition. Item number 17, discuss conflict of interest, problem, CTER advisory board, Commissioner Simons.
I was contacted by Lane Kramer, who was one of the gentlemen I nominated for the advisory board for our CTERs. He had a problem with, after he thought about it, he of course would like to participate if there's any contractual bids being let out during this time that his company could participate in. And if he were on the board, he's afraid that it would give the appearance of a conflict by him sitting on the board. I contacted Jim Allison. I think you have a copy of my email in your packet that says because the advisory board does not have any authority to scrutinize bids nor to let bids, that it would be fine to let industry individuals sit on that advisory board that may participate in the grants. So there's no problem. I contacted Lane and assured him that he would be able to bid just like everybody else when they had something to bid on, and he's okay with that. So that's good. I just want to bring it up publicly so let everyone know that the transparency is there, that there's no problem with us having someone that's.
Yeah, I talked with Mike Lane a little earlier last week, and he made that reference too. I asked him if he would contact you all, get some advice with regard to that. I could see where he.
It was good thinking on his part.
Yeah, it is, because I didn't think about that either.
It's good thinking on our part too. I wouldn't want to put Lane on the advisory board and then take his bids for the road, so.
Yeah.
Which may end up occurring and happening, so I want it to be transparent.
Good money.
Okay, so that's all I had, is mostly make a public statement about that situation.
No conflict with contractor.
By sitting on the advisory board.
Right. Ms. Clark, if you would please make note on that item, even though there's no action, that the Commissioner's Court was advised that there was no conflict with a contractor sitting on the advisory board of CTER. number 18. This is the recommended agenda item on this C-TERS. After due notice and a public hearing conducted on December 23rd, 2013, the Commissioner's Court will consider and take possible action regarding the creation of one or more county energy transportation reinvestment zone or zones pursuant to 222.1071 of the Texas Transportation Code, as well as appoint an advisory board to serve in an advisory capacity to the Commissioner's Court regarding such county energy transportation reinvestment zone or zones pursuant to 222.1072 Texas Transportation Code. Okay, we're open for discussion on nominations or proposed nominees. Do we want to have one, more than one?
I think we ought to have one from each precinct.
I agree.
Just to cover ourselves.
I think
And that would probably contain our first project, our number one project.
I think that sounds like a logical move. Precinct one's accounted for, so just, here you guys have got.
precinct 4.
Precinct four.
Cindy has the proposed order in her computer. In your packet, I had number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I believe. Maybe not 4, yeah. 1, 2, and 3.
And then you just got 4 out there, 4 out there, you got 4 out there.
Judge, if you recall, you have the map in the event that you need it. I said, you recall you have the map in the event that you need it.
C-TERS 2, C-TERS 3, and C-TERS 4. This one just says C-TERS 1. Those are the road reports.
Also, I think all
Do all the C-TERS need to be on this one report?
I think that we can put them all in one order.
Numbers corresponding to the precinct?
There's also
Road report.
road report that needs to be, it's an amended road report. All precincts need to resubmit.
I believe our projects can be attached to this as an addendum to that.
That would be,
So what you just said, what'd you say?
amended road report. All the commissioners need to make an amended road report. You've done the road report for this past year.
So what was this included in on it?
That needs to be amended, there's a little bit of particular wording that you're going to have to find, what's going to have to find, the road report's going to have to indicate that the degradation to the roads and bridges and culverts and things were due to oil and gas activity or
Okay.
heavy truck activity. Oil and gas activity is going to need to be involved in that in some form of fashion. I don't think that that was necessarily included in the original road report for this past year, so I think we'll be needed.
With this application purpose, I believe, Jim, everybody concerned that it needs to be notated on there. Then you can attach your projects to that road report and attach it to our application.
There is some reference to a prioritized project list. I've got an email out. I don't know whether that's a mandatory thing that we
Is
need
it
to
going to
do.
be prioritized per C-TERS or per county, per project? Per project. I understand per project, so we've got to pick our number one project in the county and put it at the top of the list, prioritizing it?
That's what it suggests. I'm not sure if that's mandatory. Here's the list.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've been working with it. That's a difficult Excel spreadsheet to work with.
Yes, it is.
Having a little bit of trouble.
So we just put all of our projects on this.
Put all the projects on that, and you can attach this to that road report, and it should do it. I think that the application has one of those attached to it, if I'm right. Oh, it's a consolidation of all your projects. And prioritize. However, the rules of this thing, I think, says that if you do your projects in any order whatsoever, it is okay.
Yeah.
So the prioritization really doesn't matter a lot,
So
so.
that's what it sounds to me like that it's, I don't know why they ask you to prioritize those.
I would suggest we prioritize them in amounts of money. It's most expensive at the top, work our way down.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Is there any way that we could have a workshop for this with him and all of us? I mean,
We can call a special meeting workshop.
and you know what I'm saying, and just do this, and then we all do it at the same time, and then everybody's on the same page with Eric here, and that way when things start messing up, we go, Eric,
Y'all wanna meet up here and do that?
That last meeting I went, they said, they give us that worksheet, and you're supposed to add in mobilization at 10%, and you're supposed to add in flood to 25%, and you're supposed to send in more. Your project should total more than the actual money you're supposed to get.
That's another problem.
no, you kidding.
That's what they said, but I
Because I was
don't
looking at the
know how,
worksheet they had, holy
I don't
cow.
know how they're gonna approve all these projects when they're $2 million, when we send in $2 million worth, and we're just eligible for $5.
Well, they'll tell you to spend it as far as you take it.
Right. You know,
That's what they told us.
The number that we send to them is an indicator of, yes, we did indeed need this money, and yes, we indeed do need additional funds later on if you can see to give us. What it is, it's ammunition for them to use for more legislation.
And in way, and their terms that they're thinking is the same terms that, they use when we do matching funds for our bridges. And that's a different scenario than what we are here, because here we're spending each dollar we're gonna get, then some.
Right.
So I don't see why we have to add any fluff into it, 10%.
And we're gonna spend it before we get it.
Right. So,
And let me ask you another question on that too, like, let's say that I'm prepping a road for somebody else to come and do this stuff.
right,
The
the
prep
contract
work,
can chip in.
right, the prep work and stuff that I do,
That's
is that my 20%?
That's still quick. Early on, I asked about in-kind.
Is that my 20%?
That's just part of the project.
That's part of the
Part
project,
of the project.
part of your project. Now you need to add that money into it.
So if I got $140,000
That's where you come up,
project and I spend $70,000 doing stuff, that's right.
that's where you come up with your hourly wage. You have to figure out your time on your material, on your machinery. Anything you use your aluminum, pylons, barriers, I mean, that's where you come up with that part right there.
But that comes.
If he puts 70,000 in and we take 70,000 from a contractor,
That's what I was gonna say.
are we going to put $28,000 into that project in cash? So we're having to pay cash on our, what basically is in-kind contribution to the project.
Because you're double dipping yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, you're increasing your
That's what
cost.
I'm saying. That's where I was going, that's why I was asking him that.
If I'm only eligible for $175,000, I'm actually willing to spend $190 to finish that whole road.
Well, sure.
So I'm gonna put in some of my money, I guess, to complete that project. I don't know if y'all are or not.
But but for the first 175, are you going to put in $60,000 of your time and then pay an additional $12,000 in cash on top of that? Then it costs you the other $20,000 to finish the job.
Yeah, that's just part of the cost to do it.
In your package.
Some of these, the emails have stated, a lot of them are confused. I thought in-kind was not included, and now they're saying that maybe it is.
It is,
It is,
yeah.
but at the beginning it wasn't.
Right. So that maybe that $70,000 that you put into that project means you don't owe anything, and they'll send you the whole $70,000 back and not deduct the 20% because you already done it.
Well, that is your 20%. If you spend $20,000 and you can show you spent $20,000, that should be your in-kind work. Right?
Right.
That's what they used to do with the bridge deals.
That's where I was going with it, is it's like the bridge.
It's just like the bridge.
If you put your own time and material into it, that's your 20%.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Because if not, then you're just double dipping.
But you say-
You're paying 40% instead of.
That's one of the reasons they're saying don't do anything up front. Any money you spend before this is not eligible to be used.
So, hang on.
Hang on to your bridges till you get it all done. Wait till you get approved by your.
And that's the reason I was kind of wanting to have the, I don't care if we do it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. Just do the project together on this, and then we're all on the same page, we all put the stuff in there.
I agree. Let's just do it that way and be done.
I would like to have everything done maybe.
But we got-
a week.
We need to have everything
No.
done before we leave.
Well, 72
That's right, we're
hours.
gonna be gone next week.
Yes.
This,
Not be all right.
And might give us time for Timmy in the judge's office to put all that together.
this is, in your packet, there's one application, so it's a one-page application. It combines all of the costs. So required to, have the order that creates the C-turds. Required to, have a declaration by the court that, that we're entirely or partly, in an area affected by oil and gas activity. The county's created the advisory board, and that's an advisory board that can act for one or all of the investments on the and that road report, that, the road report will have to be attached to it. And they've also got plan requirements, we've got projects that are attached to it, and projected amount of the project locations. And then you have a total estimated grant cost, total estimated funding, and the other like that.
We can get a 9 months before we have to fly the forest. Not for me.
Spoken like a good commissioner.
There's one thing that we found out that she has on her computer down there.
Yes.
She can figure the total yardage of the width of the road and length of the road.
Not the square yardage, just the total yardage. Then you're gonna do your total yardage, figure your square yardage.
Figure roadway length and width.
But I found another secret too. Mark is your person out here to use when you're saying, hey, I got a 3-mile road and I need this much rock, he
I've already figured mine.
he's pretty good at it.
$287,000. That's what's located.
Is that
Total project.
one course or 2 courses?
Well, that's plowing it up in 2 courses. Go to
And how many miles is that?
1.9.
How much?
1.9 miles, plowing it up, put cement with it, 2 courses on it's $287,000. With the flood, but I can get it done.
1.9 miles.
I can get, it's gonna be about 190 really.
I get about $6 million working.
Oh, shoot, you're kidding.
And you know, costs the plowing
John is the guy in the base.
Road
Amended things, we're sending all this stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that attachment.
Can we have a Thursday afternoon workshop?
I'll be gone.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Wednesday? You gotta give some sort of notice.
72 hours, right?
3 days.
Well, if you do it now, you got,
Well,
you can do it.
technically,
That's what I was thinking.
technically, we can.
It says restate.
We can begin again tomorrow.
That's true. I can't be here tomorrow.
I can't either. I can't be here tomorrow.
Then we'll have to repost, and that'll be probably for
Friday morning.
Thursday.
He can't be here.
Friday.
Y'all do it Friday morning? Friday, feel better.
9 a.m.
Is that a bad morning for you, sir?
Well, no, can't do it on Wednesday, I mean, I can't be here on Wednesday. Y'all gonna be doing all figuring anyway.
That's exactly right.
Certainly, me.
That's exactly right. So if we show up here Friday morning, 10 a.m.,
9.
9 a.m.,
9.
8,
I don't get it,
Stacy
whatever.
won't be.
Now in Friday.
You can't be here Friday. You're gone the rest of the week.
We really need to be going to do Wednesday.
We can get our deal done and then he can add on to his
I can't be here tomorrow.
Friday.
Okay, y'all work on your own deal, we'll work, okay, let's call a meeting for Monday.
They can't be here today.
Yeah, we can Monday.
Oh,
We leave it Tuesday.
Same time, same channel on next Monday.
You're going to where I am, but it's,
Oh, so that's when we want to do this on Monday.
And we're not going to College Station until Wednesday morning. Wednesday.
So, Monday, crap, I can't be here Monday, I won't be here Monday. I am going out of town Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I'll be back Wednesday.
I'm the commissioner station, man.
we'll continue this meeting for the rest of the day.
We can extend the commitment.
I would agree to it, I'd have been in trouble.
So we're gonna keep on going with that.
Can we do it
Today?
today?
Can you?
You flying?
Yeah, we can.
I got a 2 o'clock appointment back rescheduled.
What, do you just want to reconvene at 3 o'clock or something?
Okay, what do you suggest? If we're gonna dump them, or if you're gonna do one zone for precinct, might as well start with precinct number one, just have two transportation zone, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, yours, Mr. Sipes, is gonna be,
Rocky Mountain Road.
okay, the right of way width.
Yes, sir.
You don't propose to include any other territory other than the right of way width.
Just the right of way width. Yes, sir. To the intersection of McIntyre, from that intersection to 2075. The county road contained within the right of way.
Intersection. And Highway 16 north
Yes, sir.
to the intersection of McIntyre Road.
Yes, sir. North to the intersection of 2075.
And continue to the intersection.
McIntyre and 2075. The reason for that is part of the heavy trucks that are doing damage to Rocky Mountain are coming in from the north from 2075 to McIntyre.
Okay, that's 20, what's number, road number?
2075. Fish Creek Road, what is it y'all call it?
Fish Creek.
Fish Creek. Jake Station Road,
27.
2075.
2075.
207.
Okay. Enterprise zone number 2.
Mine's gonna be Medlin Chapel. 67 to intersection of Upper Pond, Fitzgerald.
67. To intersection.
Upper Pond and Fitzgerald.
Going to see, there's different roads go different ways.
Medlin Chapel turns into Fitzgerald, and then Upper Tom cuts off of it. It's a three-way intersection.
I kind of got similar, something like that. Monument Road, turns to Cox and goes to.
Yeah.
What? You listening to?
Okay, with the right of way.
Yeah, just right away. I yell at you and it goes off.
How does it go?
Enterprise zone number 3. Enterprise zone number 4.
Encompasses the right of way of Indian Mountain Road from its intersection FM 1769, then going west until the end of the road makes a 90-degree turn to the south. Two point 8 miles.
2.8 miles.
You want me to place your community?
Yes.
Clearly defined?
Throw some rock in there.
Go to the end of the plan?
Yep.
So that whole road's about 3.5 miles or so?
It's 4 point something.
Oh, there's another 2 miles into it.
So you're gonna go from, King Highway west,
Right.
on Indian, 2.8 miles
Yes,
to the, turn 90 degrees to the south.
the south.
That's going in the project, or you're on
Yeah, that's the C-turn.
C-turn. Right away with.
Says encompasses the right of way. You copy this?
Yeah, yes, sir. What's your,
In the package, in the read it to me.
yeah, I've got it here. You can pick it right there.
Always.
Or the six, 3 lane.
I gotta give blood, so
You like that?
it's a new generation. That's the new generation.
No, you got it right for.
Do you?
But it's, I just don't see it.
Mr. Flopper.
It's 430 something yards.
How much yard? They're already there. Why? That's what it is.
Is that all done by contractor, Stacy?
Sir?
All yours being done by contractor?
Yes, sir.
All of it? Not even you can do any prep work?
Well, I did that last year. I actually shipped and sealed this job last year. But that's last year, but I'm glad that started. Okay, so it's prep. And then you have a link. I was going from 1.9.
And if this went from minus 4.13.
4.13.
Yeah.
I don't really have mileage on the Rocky Mount, I don't have it on the McIntyre section, I'll get it for you then. 6.17 miles on Rocky Mountain. I divided that into 2 projects, however, one for the pavement, one for the rebasing.
16 to McIntyre?
There's 2 miles of pavement,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a single project.
Still getting cost, and so they can do
The rest of it rebasing.
Yeah,
Not freebasing, rebasing.
charge to get up the tire. Charge, the tire probably got probably down and McIntyre is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need the 4 suggested members for the
Ronnie Robertson and Lane Kramer.
I didn't have it. Jimmy?
Paul Craig.
Did you get him ready, John?
Yes, I have no passion, folks. Because y'all are ranking ninth.
Glad you came prepared. Look at the college guys like that.
You don't have them, Chief? Thank you, guys. Suggest Josh Coates, I suggest Johnny Clark.
Johnny Clark? Read Johnny Clark.
Lee Johnny Clark.
If that's the means that we can visit these people, I would move that to come to our power.
I'll second that.
Can you go over those names one more time?
Ronnie Roberts.
Say, may re-up the road project. So, next to be around.
Carl Craig.
See ya. I'll-
Yeah, with the big,
Josh Phillips. Johnny Clark.
Johnny Wet.
Clark.
Christian Phillips.
Sounds cool, man. I'll second his.
it gives you 5, don't it?
Gives you 5.
I'd contact some of them too. Except for Woody.
Did you want to add into it? Laura?
We've got 5 there.
Just take the 5 we have done
All of these, except I had been talking to Carl Craig and verified. We should have the.
It's the money's good, people do it.
the money and all the same.
I'd be in trouble. Okay, I think that everybody all said, I'm listing all the projects that I'm doing. On 5, is that all right?
Maybe get it right down before we put it in.
Attached to one of
Let's go do
the
the
projects. Y'all got that cost estimator, you get the cost estimator that I sent to you?
I got one.
Did it work?
Yeah, kind of. Makes it Eric could help. Working overtime. Kind of a little learning curve on it.
All right, so that's, I guess that's a product.
TxDOT.
TEX, TX. It came actually, I think, from Texas Engineering Extension.
Yeah.
Personnel
I
engineering.
ran Rocky Mountain Road through TxDOT and come up with $634,000 for that 2 miles. They're good at estimating.
Extra shovels and rakes.
Landscaping, and be surprised if they add into their bid.
Some 2-handle shovels too.
They do handles to the shovel.
2-handle shovels.
So do we need to vote to create this
Yes.
order?
They can have to order the business, I believe they got.
Place here, put the members down. Take advisory board member number right now?
We'll get, I'll get Timmy to type this stuff into this.
She's helpful for something.
We're just visiting about you at some point.
Was it nice?
We need you to map our project for the sea turtles.
Yes.
On your machine parts. We give those to you, and you can do that.
Draw it out, yeah, or show me.
Can you have it by the You got a
In line for a motion to create, four county energy transportation reinvestment zones, that being, zone number 1, named Rocky Mound, from the intersection of Highway 16 north to the intersection of McIntyre Road, then north on McIntyre Road to the intersection of FM 2075, the width of the right of way.
Yes, sir.
Something in excess of 6.17 miles.
Yes, sir. I get that. 6 miles. Intersection of Rocky Mountain, McIntyre to 2075. You can do that, can't you?
County
Here, hey.
zone
Who's gonna pick it?
number 2, named Melvin Chapel, from the intersection of Highway 67 to the intersection of Upper Conch Valley Road and Fitzgerald Road, with the right of way, 4.13 miles.
You want about your
Yes.
County Energy Transportation Investment Zone number
Here's
3,
mine.
named Willard Road, from intersection with State Highway 114 south to the 90-degree turn to the east, right-of-way width, a distance of 1.9 miles. County Energy Transportation Reinvestment Zone number 4, named Indian Mounds, from FM 1769 west 2.8 miles to the 90-degree turn to the south, width of the right-of-way. Is that also 1.9 miles?
No, it's 2.8.
2.8? Yeah. Here's 2.8 miles.
Is there any reason to have large plottings of these? Does that help? Projects or just an 8.5 by 11 sheet
8.5 by 11 sheet.
showing
If you'll just take it,
in our precinct?
shoot that on your computer,
Right,
color code it.
Won't take you long.
color coded.
Just highlight the over the road. Is that color coded?
Yeah.
Does that need to be the same, that needs to be the same language like you wrote down there?
Yeah, I got mine wrote down here. The language.
I've got it on that piece of paper, the language right there. That's what Allison said right there.
I just gave her a copy of mine, so can she, will we need all 6 of mine that I have? With the map or just the one?
Yes, the judge said, didn't you say a plot with those
A separate,
projects?
a separate page for each one of these.
Some kind of
Did you see my projects? I can see some.
location or a
A
property.
map showing location of the projects we,
Well, now, if I do one map that shows all of that and put it in a, it's gonna be very little.
Yeah.
So wouldn't I just
let's do
do?
it per precinct.
Okay.
That way we can use it for our benefit as well.
It probably wouldn't hurt for her to make for each precinct, and then make one that just has them all.
Countywide.
Countywide. That's the way some of those models show.
With an asterisk. Won't take you 5 minutes. Cheryl
Is
says.
this everybody's?
You got mine, deal with mine in.
I don't think she has yours.
No, she don't want mine in.
Oh, yours is the one I ran into the mileage on
Yes.
this morning, that one?
Yes.
Okay.
But you know where all your projects are, is that the only project you've got?
That's what, well, I'm gonna do several other ones, but that's the one that's on the C-turn.
That one was here. Do you have,
It's okay, I do, along with this, and come to it. And I'm making for the
The other one I'm gonna do shortly.
6:30 advisory board, and that's inclusive of all enterprise zones. Is Ronnie Roberts, Lane Kramer, Carl Craig, Josh Phillips, Johnny Clark. I'll ask for a motion to create such enterprise, Young County energy transportation reinvestment fund that has had been described.
So moved.
Along with the appointment of the advisory board as named.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Sykes. Second, Commissioner Wiley. To create Young County Energy Transportation Reinvestment Zones 1, 2, 3, and 4, along with associated projects, and the appointment of Ronnie Robertson, Lane Kramer, Carl Craig, Josh Phillips, and Johnny Clark as CTER's advisory committee. All in favor?
We now have a C-turn.
We have us a seat. Our conference next week is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, we're going down Monday.
I'll be the only one in town.
More field.
Yeah, we leave on the 6th.
Let me take over. We're waiting.
I guess we gotta sign that deal too, don't we?
Yeah, he says, get it back to 3.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll come back and hopefully have all the information filled out in order. We'll sign that. I think we can move on to item number 19. Discuss court's option to vote LEC on the square mine sites.
Yeah, looking to find some common ground on this thing so we can finish this project, get this jail moved. We've got the problem of definitions and what have you with this salvage, surplus, debris, refuse, obsolete. We've been talking about the characterization of the materials after demolition. I was thinking that maybe we could find some way to move this thing forward. If we open it up for bids for the materials that are in the jail that can be removed as the jail stands now, and do it before demolition, and let salvageability of the building be done before it becomes demolished and simply as refuse. That, of course, changes the nature of some of that material. I mean, someone could bid on going in there and cutting out the jail cells and the tables and the metal, and maybe stripping the copper and the fixtures and what have you, and get a bid on that. Of course, if we don't get a bid on that, then we can declare it worthless. But the only reason I hesitate to do that, and one of the most attractive things about using the company that had been discussed, is that they were going to do it so quickly. I wouldn't want to let a bid out for salvage of that building and have it continue on in our downtown square for a long period of time So if we could bid that and give them a definite start time and a definite finish time to get that done and let them bid on what they could take out of that building within that certain time, that it be accomplished in that manner and then proceed with the demolition of the building.
I actually think you can probably do it the same, in same specifications.
Have to give them a week to do it,
You know,
2 weeks.
request for proposals, here's what we have. We've got a building, it's got salvageable material in it. What, how will you propose to do this? This is what the end result is that we want. We want this building gone. We want it, including the foundation gone. Give us a proposal of how you propose to do that. There's salvageable materials in the building. Give us your bid on an estimated amount of those materials is how I think that should be done.
Well, the only problem I have there is that we're relinquishing our right to enter into agreements and contracts under $50,000.
I don't think that has anything to play. I don't think that has anything.
I understand that, but that was the stumbling block, like I say, was the problem, is that when
One
we
side,
do
we're
that,
talking about purchasing, and we call that 262 Purchasing Act, and the other
251, which was
263
263.
is how you dispose of public property. Regardless, it doesn't have the price requisite there. It's public property. It's just like the old items that we sold at the auction down in Mason's. We couldn't just declare those as worthless and dispose of them.
But we have sold scrap metal and scrap tires and what have you before without that situation.
You can put together some kind of specification that would combine the demolition of that facility and the salvage of the property that's in there, and some kind of proposal.
Well, by combining them, we run into the problem again of real property versus personal property.
No,
And
real property is drained. You're not gonna-
real property is the building and the lot.
If you look at your tax statements, there is a value given to the land.
They do break down the value of your real property in building and land. They're not declaring that your building is not real property. They're only showing you the breakdown of what they're charging for real property.
What's that building standing the way it is defined one way. Whenever it comes down, it's defined another.
Bottom line of it is to follow the requisites of the law. There's gonna have to be competitive proposals on the demolition and salvage of that building. And that's just the bottom line of it. And I think that we've got a legal opinion, most legal opinion this court can request. This says that you gotta bid that or request bid proposals to demolish that. If you don't get any, you can deem that property as worthless and then dispose of it by whatever means the court wants to. But I think it's required to go through the process of requesting bids or proposals, competitive bid proposals.
Well, I could see having the removables in that building as it stands right now called personal property, if we should deem that way. Let them bid on them and take them out of there, and then demolishing the building by letting a contract with a contractor that we have good references from. And so we end up getting the money from the personal property that can be salvaged out of it as it stands to apply to the total cost of demolition. And that's the only thing. I'm still saying that if the property inside that can be taken out before demolition will be personal property if it can be removed, there's going to be a large amount of salvageable material that can simply not be removed by any other method other than grinding it up and using an industrial method of separation.
That's my understanding. The guy that showed interest at Almy, they have a machine that you just put it all in there and then separate it, grind it, separate it at the same time. That's how they can do it so cheap.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
When you go in there and start cutting it out, you're gonna start, it's gonna be expensive.
exactly.
There you go. That is the whole thing. We let somebody go in there and just take it all down and grind it up and haul it away. It's all much,
You know,
much better.
that's been my whole deal the whole time. You do it in the way we were talking about doing it.
But it still can be weighed separate, you know, after they get it weighed. Once they put it in different piles, I believe they.
They're not gonna know how much they've got. How can they bid it if they don't know how much is there?
Well,
They'll guesstimate it.
they don't estimate.
Right.
And
that's
Like $1.25 a square foot.
That's exactly what Matrix did, and what's coming back from them is going to the county for the discount of why it's being demolished.
That's fine, Matrix is fine, that Matrix man stood up there and told us that he made a proposal to the state, and it was based on a competitive proposal. Other people had the same access, and evidently other people were proposing, making proposals to the state. Now, the state they don't have to follow the local government code. They follow some of
I was talking about under $50,000. I'm sure that when he did it before,
That's irrelevant.
he bid above $50,000.
Your $50,000 is irrelevant. You have county-owned property, and there's a specific law defining how you dispose of that.
So when I get rid of my tires out there,
Cost
I'm gonna
doesn't
do
have
that's the
anything,
bidding?
cost doesn't have anything to do with it.
Are your papers?
Okay.
Well, what we need to do then is we just need to let it go, we need to set a date. Say, you've got, we're gonna open up the bids, whoever wants to bid, then give them 2 weeks,
There you go.
proper due notice. Go in there and
2 weeks cleared off.
to get everything inside there that they wanna get out, they go in there and bid the material in there, and then they got 2 weeks to do it. And they give the court the itemized statement, or whatever it is, go from there. If they don't get it done in that 2 weeks period, whatever's left is deemed junk.
I'm just gonna make it harder to get someone to come and demolish the building if somebody's already salvaged some of the stuff.
I don't know, here, so.
However, Matrix was giving it all back to us on that 30%.
That's what I'm saying, yes, exactly. It's the same thing, that y'all talking about the same thing.
You don't think we could bid out the removable salvage in there before demolishing it?
I think again, that's what the court wants to do.
I'm just trying to find some common ground.
Well,
The only thing you'll need to do is just take it out for bids, advertise it, wait for 2 weeks, come
Well,
out
let's
for
do it.
bids.
Y'all
If
are
they're the
weak.
only one that
Here's
bids,
Rogers.
if they're the only ones that bid, they got it.
Let's do it, let's just do it. and get
I'd be,
it done.
I'd suggest proposals, because you don't know what somebody's gonna competitively propose. There needs to be some specs there. Here's what we want this building gone, including the foundation, demolished, all of them.
Ground level, clean.
There's an amount of salvageable material, there's mild steel, stainless steel, aluminum, brass, copper, other fierce and non-fierce metals.
Which the demolition company is responsible.
Give us a
for.
proposal.
That's quite a metallurgical list you just gave me.
That's a good job.
Ferrous and non-ferrous.
Bid 2 weeks and open bids and
Give us a proposal, this is what we want a clean lot.
Right now, so far, we've got one bid. So, let's just do it. Go.
In the interest of moving it forward, I would be fine with doing that.
Let's do it. I'll second your motion,
I move we solicit bids and those.
and then open them on the next meeting.
Yep.
Y'all gonna give some specs?
We'll get some specs. It might
Give
be.
it a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, we'll have to take a little longer than that.
There's a few, at least a few specifications that should be listed, because somebody's gonna call probably and say, hey, get this done.
And we're talking about
What are you looking at?
bidding it together, demolition and salvage together.
Okay, here's what we wanna do. We don't want somebody to come in here and haul that stuff off to a local big hole in the ground. We want to know where it goes. Because really and truly, we're liable for that if something ever
Well,
comes
they'll
back.
have to go, they'll have to go and inspect, be properly insured.
Insured, bonded, the whole nine yards.
I don't think you have to insure it and a bond, but one works for the other.
Yes.
Yeah, inspector. I don't want our square foot into jeopardy because of the whole operation.
No.
That got to be insured, bonded.
But I'd kinda like to know how much of each material's in there too.
Why would you want to know?
Silly curiosity.
It's the silliest
Curiosity. Then, okay, but it shouldn't be a stipulation of the bid.
What I suspect,
How about just giving us a report when they do it?
There you go.
what I suspect is somebody to give you a proposal is I'll do this job for X number of dollars. I expect there to be, or I'll bid you this many dollars on salvage material in there to be deducted off of your.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Matrix did.
That's exactly what they did.
Right.
But, what we didn't do is, and what hadn't been done is the soliciting of those proposals for bids.
It wasn't solicited because it wasn't over $50,000.
Well, I know that, Commissioner, but we're really talking two different.
I understand. You and I are leaning on the same fence, talking from opposite sides, and I just need to find a way to get to the end of the fence, get through the gate.
Let's just get the bids, like you said.
Just go ahead and get
Let's
the bids.
get and let's.
2.5 weeks, that's long enough time to get figuring it out. Because here's the thing, I gotta come up here one day, and the next day I got the bid on it. So don't take that long to figure out what you're gonna get and what you ain't gonna get.
There you go.
It's not gonna take rocket science to figure that out.
It's as long as we're all been demolition and salvage together, and they're giving us an estimate,
Yes.
and they give us a report of what they got out of it after.
We'll tell you how many bolts are taken out of this thing. Is that what you want?
And everybody.
Account for every
But,
bolt.
but it's not, the bid won't be based on how much they actually get, it'll be what they estimate to get, and then we'll know what they actually got. So we'll know whether we got a good deal or not. Okay.
It's irrelevant when it's gone.
There you go.
So,
It's gonna be irrelevant when it's gone.
we've been arguing about 2 months.
Motion to.
I'd suggest the rate,
What would you suggest?
create some specs
I agree, and create some specs, and you be careful, get it done.
for its removal. Proposal, bid, whatever you want. I think proposal would probably be the better term for its demolition and removal, including the foundation.
Including the foundation.
Well, I would suggest that maybe Commissioner Wild and Commissioner Rogers get together and put those specifications together.
And included in the proposal, the length of time.
Probably can't get it in there till next weekend.
I suggest receiving those the 10th of February, that's the first meeting in February.
I probably can't get it in the paper till the 10th, or to the next
That's what we're
weekend.
getting in on these truck bids, to get them in 14 days advertising, it's gonna be the 24th.
Yeah, in order to get it in and have the 2 weeks, we looked at it and it wouldn't be
On that day,
till the last.
10th March.
Yeah, I'll get them.
You just keep us out of trouble time.
You want to do the 24th of March?
I understand.
I mean, February?
Sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't.
To legally have it advertised,
Right, 24th.
it's gonna be the 24th.
Okay.
See, that'll
Good,
give
just
them
like, just like his truck stuff.
Give
we're gonna do the 24th.
I'm good with that.
them a whole month
So
to
10
look
o'clock
at it.
open bids on the 24th.
Yes.
Well, we're opening yours at 10.
On the 24th,
10:15? 10:30.
all bids at 10, they come in order.
Those are 10:30.
Okay. Will y'all work with me on just some specs? I'll put it in there like that and then call me for specs. I'll get it to them.
I'll give it to you.
And we'll receive into my office till 4 o'clock on the 21st, just like we're doing his. And then we'll open at 10:30 on the 24th.
You made that motion, Mr. Sykes? and I
No, we
seconded it.
moved to recess because we're coming back.
No.
See,
Yes, I made that motion.
Yeah, we got it.
4 p.m. Friday, the 21st.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully,
Those two guys are gonna write the specification.
Sounds good to me.
10:30, Monday. Whether we have a motion by Commissioner Simon, second by Commissioner Pruitt, to request competitive bid proposals for the demolition of the previous law enforcement center in the southwest corner of the square,
Demolition and salvage.
demolition and salvage. To be received by 4 p.m. Friday the 21st of February, and to be opened at 10:30 a.m. on Monday the 24th of February. All in favor of that?
Work on this and have it back, are we coming back at 3?
Yeah, motion to recess till 3 o'clock.
We'll,
I'll make that motion.
on that here to get this.
Well, no, we're gonna do it later, so we come back at 3.
I think we need to consider the burn ban.
You realize that our burn ban has nothing to do with whether or not people start fires or not. But I agree that we, as leadership of the county, need to motivate them not to start fires. So I would move we put a burn ban
I
on.
agree, because here's the thing, we're having days, the wind blowing, the
Windy.
humidity well to 20%. And we've got people out there now that are trying to deal with these brush piles.
Thank you.
The day that the wind ain't blowing is whenever the brush piles kick off. And the next day the wind blows out of north or south, 50 miles an hour.
Yes, Commissioner Wiley, this is on the burn ban.
I think we should put the burn ban on for 30 days. All right.
Well, it's a 90-day deal, I think that's how they do it anytime we want to.
I hope there's nothing but mud waist deep at the end of 90 days.
I'll second, you second that.
Unless you give me a party, I'm not going to lose it unless y'all pay it anyway. If you put it on, I'm not going to lose it.
But we can remove it, and
We can
if we have a flood in the next 2 weeks, we can remove
we
it.
can abolish it anytime we want.
I got next week, we're going to put it on, I know it's dry, we got some winds coming, but,
I think we're the only county around here that don't.
well, we're the only county that haven't had it on continually.
And we haven't had a whole lot of incidents on
I
it.
thought we've been very optimistic, but once again, the fact we've been very lucky hasn't got a thing to do with the fact we got a burn ban on it or not. Exactly. All the personal responsibility about how people handle fire.
That's right.
But right now, we've got people will start out and start working on cattle pens and gates and what have you. You got welding and cutting problems.
They're still gonna do it anyway.
That's exactly right. They'll blow out tire and rims sparking into the bar ditch now, one of the things.
So y'all vote on that?
Quite likely, we'll,
What?
kind of witness service kind of thing.
It is a lip service kind of thing. Doesn't stop the thing.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Wiley. Second by Pratt to initiate burn restrictions, the normal burn restrictions. Which I'll have to look back on that, but it exempts from outdoor cooking.
Personal trash burning? No.
Well, NRC has prescribed burns that are created by a certified burn manager and all those kinds of things that exempted from it. Municipal burning where health is a factor. Okay, all in favor? That's gonna be, I'm not gonna vote on it, that's gonna be 401. And the previous motion, I don't know, third one, before, I thought that it was all, even though I don't like that idea.
Now can I make a motion to recess the
Well, do we want to do the supplementals at 3 or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll just be in recess for
Okay.
DP.
Moment.